Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. I gotta say, this was a while ago, but I read an article about how old people have a pause as their videos start, and Zennials and young generations understand there shouldn't be a beat from the moment the video starts. So every time I start one of these, I'm like, I don't even know which category I fall into. I hope I'm doing it right. Is all I think. So for your plank story today, if you don't want to do plank, you're just gonna do a little sway side to side or a little twist. It can be a little freestyle. Basically today, any move that feels good to you right now. All right. So generally a pretty quick story. When I was a little kid, I was disturbingly obsessed with cats. I am embarrassed to say I had a subscription to Cat Fancy magazine. I collected those wooden houses that all had a little black cat on it. I had other cat figurines, and we had a lot of cats, and I adored them. But my two favorites, you can tell I named them because it's ridiculous, but one I had named Cutums, and that name fit perfectly because for some reason she never grew into a full-grown cat, so she was just bigger than a kitten, and that made her adorable. She also sucked her tail all the time, which meant she always had this wet tail tip, which was kind of gross, and she was extremely gassy. So one of my closest friends growing up nicknamed her Fartums appropriately, and she used to sit on the top of the roof, and when my mom would come home from work or we'd pull in the driveway, she would run down the roof and jump on the car and run to the windshield. It was great cat. But my favorite, my most wonderful, best cat ever was Lovey. And I also named Lovey. Cutums was a calico. Lovey was a basic tabby cat. And Lovey was a love. Oh, if you pet him, he would purr so loud. And then one year I was probably 8, and a bunny had baby bunnies in our yard. And it was very exciting. And then one day, Lovey caught one of the baby bunnies and was playing with him and torturing him, and I believe killed him and left him for us. And I was heartbroken. I just thought Lovey wasn't very lovey, how awful this was, who was Lovey to do this? And my mom had to give me a lesson in the nature of animals and how Lovey thought this is what we'd want. He's showing us that he's done a good thing, and that I couldn't be mad at Lovey for being who Lovey was, a cat who is meant to kill other small creatures. So that was probably a good life lesson. And then Lovey was actually a kitten. Our cat Angel, not named by me or one of my favorites, was pregnant, and we were excited that she was gonna have babies. And my sister and I were at my dad's for the weekend when Angel had her babies, but my mom was babysitting the neighbors' kids, and Angel had tried to wake my mom up in the night. My mom kind of brushed her off, and so Angel went up to my older sister's bed, which the neighbor's daughter was sleeping in, and started having her kittens. And our neighbor ran down and woke up my mom, and they got to see the excitement of the kittens being born. So we missed that, but we did get to enjoy the kittens, many of whom we kept. And then my dad took one of the kittens, so we had a kitten at his house. Anyway, no longer obsessed with cats. I would definitely be more of a dog person now as an adult, and wouldn't subscribe to Cat Fancy or Dog Fancy if it existed. All right, with that, I hope you have a great night and keep moving.